Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Blessed Lughnasadh to you all. I'm going to be doing a teaching ceremony. I can't do a full-fledged ritual because it's just me, but we are going to do a wonderful ceremony to honor the god Lugh as well as the goddess. So, before we begin, I'm going to start by cleansing and consecrating my area. Just getting everything ready. I can't be outside because it is so hot outside. Right now it feels like 109, so I hate doing the rituals and stuff inside, but you know, it is what it is, right? There we go. Now, yes, you would keep your broom down, but I'm doing this just to demonstrate. I'm going to show you um, how I do this, and I'm going to hold it up some just to make sure for you. I'm going to have a smaller circle because I'm inside, but normally you would do this around your whole circle. I bless thee, O ancient ones of the earth. I bless thee, O creature of water, be pure again. I ask thee, ancient creatures of earth and air, please help in cleansing and consecrating this area. O ancient ones of air, I ask thee to help me cleanse and consecrate this area. I ask thee, O ancient ones of fire, to please aid me in cleansing and consecrating this circle. O ancient ones of the earth and north, please join us in this circle. Please protect us, guide us, and just join us and be with us. Hail and welcome. O ancient ones of the east of air, please join us in this rite. Please help us and protect us. Hail and welcome. O ancient ones of the south of fire, please join us in this rite. Please help us and aid us and guide us. Hail and welcome. O ancient ones of the east and water, please join us in this rite. Please aid us, guide us, and protect us. Hail and welcome. I call upon thee, O ancient mother of the earth. I ask thee to join us in this rite, to give us your guidance, to protect us, and to show us your mysteries. Hail and welcome. I call upon thee, O great Lord Lugh, to be with us in this rite as we honor thee. Join us, teach us thy mysteries. Hail and welcome. By hearth, by fire, by flame, by vine, this space and all within our mind, held together by the ever-circling wheel of stars, the crown of Aaronrod, called by the Lady of the Dark Moon, summoned by the Lady of the Cauldron, as the white horse crosses the moor, as Shayna, wolf goddess, calls her kids, as Ran, wolf goddess, leads the hunt. Daughter of Danu, moon priestess, dragon rider, storm caller, baby bringer, she who walks the golden fields, Lady of the frozen silence. So be it. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Many, many blessings. I'm over here close to the camera and hope that you can hear me very well. I wanted to come. I am still recovering from last week. It was a really hot week and everything, but here we are, and what a wonderful time to be grateful. This time of year, we are walking slowly into the dark half of the year. We are at Lughnasadh today, which is our first harvest. This is our grain harvest. And this is the time that we honor the god Lugh. So, and many people do not know who Lugh is, and we will get to all of that in a moment. But first, I want to talk a little bit about gratitude. Right now, we are having, as I said, our first harvest. And we are you know, gathering up the grains. This is the time we are harvesting the apples, the corn, um, fruit, things like that. And when I lived out in the country, I could see this happening as I could watch the farmers as they would do this. And I'm telling you, it was like clockwork. But where I lived, we had two growing seasons, and sometimes they would have two growing seasons within that. But for us, and typical this time of year, is that first harvest. And this is the time that we give thanks for the things that we have been harvesting. We planted our seeds, and now what we have planted and what we have worked on is now coming to fruition. So now is the time that we are seeing the goodness of what we have done, our hard work, our effort, and we are experiencing that 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 harvest, that abundance is coming our way. And I personally would like to do a huge thank you. I'm so grateful for those who have walked with me in my path, who has blessed me, who has taught me, who has helped me build my foundation so that I can be a good priestess for the goddess. And from that, I am just floored by all the things that I have been harvesting, and I have been achieving, the things that I've achieved this year, the things that have happened. I am just in awe at the wonderfulness of it. My house, my job, the friends that I have, the elders that have come in my path and that I've spoke with, who have blessed me. It is just so much, and it's just seeing how these pieces of the puzzle fit together is absolutely remarkable. It is remarkable, and it's wonderful to see and to witness the unfolding of it all. We always look towards the end. Whenever we're starting something, we always want to get to that end, the finish part. But it's the journey that I have learned, and in my experience, it is the journey that has really taught me so much. And when I do get, and I don't think that we completely reach a destination, because we are energy, we expand, we are constantly growing, or we should be. I think that it's just miraculous how all of it comes to us and builds us and helps us create our world. When I first began training, my high priestess told me that a witch is made from the inside out. And when I did not, when I first heard that, I was like, okay, I kind of get that, because, I'd been on my path for a while, and I did understand that. And not to the extent that I understand it now. A witch is made from the inside out. We are molded, we are shaped, we are thrown in the fire, we are tempered in the water, and we get this in order to forge ourselves, in order to be that vessel. It is miraculous work, and it does happen from the inside out, because everything within you changes. Everything. And when I talk to my students regarding training, and when I talk to them about this path, I always reiterate that witches are made from the inside out, and that every step that you make, every step up is what I like to say, you will begin changing your life, because you are not the same person. The friends that you had before will change. They'll either completely go away, or they will you will be in a different way with them. You won't be able to you will not be able to put up with the same stuff that you once put up with. You will not allow inappropriate behavior within your life. Excuse me. And you begin the mold. You begin shedding the skin, shedding away all that is not in your best interest for this path. And this is a significant time for me, as this marks the 2-year anniversary of my health issue that really took me through the 7 gates. And it took me through that process of being completely forged and reborn. It was very hard for me in the beginning of my practice to acknowledge a God, because of my upbringing, because of what I was taught from that, from the Abrahamic God. I was brought up in Southern Baptist Christianity, so it was really hard for me. But when I got to a certain extent in my training, the God introduced himself to me in a way that gave me a different understanding. It gave me a deep love for the God and for what his sacrifice is. Now, it is true that the goddess does not demand a sacrifice, but sacrifice is always, always expected from you. For example, you come to a road, it ends, you come to a crossroad. You can either go left or you can go right. So say you choose to go right. Well, you have just sacrificed the whole future that the left holds for you. If you want to pursue on a certain path, you have to be willing to sacrifice things that stand in the way. And I have seen this through other people, of how they cannot let go of some of the past stuff that they do. Maybe it's an action that's not good for them. Maybe it's people that are not good for them. But if you're not willing to sacrifice that in order to pursue that spirituality, or that, a spiritual path that you are wanting to go down, you're not going to obtain it. You have to decide what is important to you. Where are your where is your attention? Where is your commitment? And this is one thing, this is why a lot of people cannot finish training, is because they're not ready to sacrifice that stuff that holds them back, those things that are not really useful in their life, but are just, filling voids. They're not really ready to sacrifice that. And for Lugh, I talk of sacrifice during this time because it is our first harvest. And the goddess, she is eternal, whereas the God is mortal. He is reborn, he grows, and he dies each year. And we had Midsummer, where the god was at his zenith. He was at his height. He was king. And now we have our first harvest. And this brings us to the god Lugh. Lugh the long arm. He was known as a trickster god as well. He was said to never tell someone the complete truth. And I look at that, and I look at other elders that I have known in the community, and I can understand that, because you need to be hungry enough to go after what you want. You have to be hungry enough to find those truths yourself. Lugh is one of the three ancient Celtic deities that is celebrated, and the way that he came about was a little tricky. I'm not going to sit and talk about his complete myth, because there are various myths with Lugh, and this is part of, translation, things like that, because you have to understand that a lot of the Celtic ways, just like witchcraft and Wicca, was done orally. There was a time when being a midwife, or helping a woman deliver a baby during a very laborious birth, or making a tincture to help someone to heal them, would mean your life. So these teachings all went underground. The oral traditions were done so that they were kept privately. They were hidden. This is the occult, hidden knowledge. And these certain things aren't meant to be out there for everyone. Because when it's out there for everyone, people who truly do not understand these words, these phrases, these different workings that we do, they don't honor them in the correct way, so therefore they lose their sacredness. I'm really big about that, about protecting the sacredness, and protecting that hidden knowledge, and making sure that it does stay within that hidden realm for only those that are willing to commit, those that are willing to sacrifice everything that holds them back in order to gain that. I am all for that. Now, Lugh is the son of Cian, and he is the son of Ethnu. Now, Ethnu her name meant seed, and she's related to the earth. Cian was a giantess. He was the phantom giantess, and he was linked to the celestial. So here you have a celestial figure and an earth figure coming together. So you have opposites coming together. Now, Ethnu, her father's name is Balor. Now, Balor heard a prophecy that his grandson would defeat him. So he put his daughter Ethnu away in a castle. He hid her away so no one could touch her. Well, Cian, he was a wonderful warrior as well, and he was the watcher of one of the sacred cows. Now, this cow is also referred to as the rain cow. And our myths do mean stuff. They do mean something. They're not these radical tales, but they do mean stuff. And the background is a real sketchy about how Balor ended up with that cow. It was either stolen or taken. Again, there's different myths to that, so you'll want to check that out. So Cian went to Balor's place to collect the cow. And during that process, he ended up finding Ethnu, and they coupled. Well, she bore 3 children, and Balor heard word of this. He ordered them killed. Um, and Lugh is the one that survived. It is stated in certain myths that he was thrown out the window into the water, and he was given to the god Manannan. And this opens us up to the underworld. So, it is said that Lugh was raised in the underworld, and he was taught all the skills that one could have. He was taught. He was considered a sage of the skills. Now, through this process, he is also known as for balance and order. Okay? So, Lugh is one of those gods that has many attributes. Now, he was raised by Manannan and some, and I'm trying to think of her name too. Her name just totally slipped my mind. It starts with Tulican, something. Oh, I hate that. I do apologize. It just went out of my head. It just went out of my head. So, Tautu. Tautu. And Tautu meant earth as well. So here we are seeing that Lugh is closely related to the earth. Now, Lugh was said he was supposed to come and defend the Tuatha De Danann from the Fomordians. The other ones, those are big battles that took place within Ireland with the Tuatha and the Fomordians. And those are some wonderful, wonderful myths that you need to check out. They're great. They'll teach you so much. You just got to pay attention. So when Lugh did come, he did he did work in the battles, and he did defeat the Tuatha's king Nuada, and that did happen. So, with that being said, what exactly is Lugh? Well, Lugh actually was married to the earth. Lugh is known for many things. He was the sage. He was skillful at all of the skills. He was called the long arm. He had the spear that could kill gods. He was called the cliff rider, which put him in the place of heaven, or of Summerlin. He had the shoes that he could walk in between those worlds. So it is stated that he is also a soul walker. There's many aspects to this God, many aspects, and I do feel that he is one that is completely overlooked in today's world. The Tuatha were slaves a lot to the during this time to the Formians, and they were different peoples. Okay, there were these two tribes that fought in Ireland, and they really set the precedent for a lot of the myths in the Celtic lore and ancient Celts. So, who is Lugh? Let's talk about Lugh. Lugh is many times referred to as Mars because he's also the god of war. He's referred to as Mercury and Hermes because he is considered a sage, and he also has those special shoes. He is the god of pathways, of boundaries. He is said to have a harp that he would play to even put the gods to sleep. So he is a god that awakens man and he puts man to sleep. So he is definitely related to the sun. And it is saying that, and he rides his golden chariot in the sky and surrounded by his curtains, which are referred to as the clouds. So he is a liberator because he was there to help free the Tua. He's a liberator. He's also linked to the serpent, more of the S with the two heads, and he is also known to strike down those who upset the boundaries of nature. And that's quite odd because he is known as a trickster god. So, and he's also known as not telling the complete truth, but he is one that will definitely strike you down if you do not honor the laws of the earth. So, today, I want to light a candle, and I have some chamomile on here. I was wanting to use sunflower, but we have chamomile today. We are using chamomile because it is a slumbering herb as well. To honor Lugh, the god Lugh, the sage of the sage, the skillful one, the long arm, the one who walks with the souls, the one who rises with men and who sets men, the one who puts the gods to sleep with his magical harp, the god that has wedded the land and made an oath to the land. He is the oath king. He is the king of the gods. He is the king of the king and the king of the gods. I honor thee, Lugh, and I thank thee for the work that you have done, the sacrifice that you make. I honor thee, and I honor my oaths as you teach me to do. So for you, what you can do is, on a piece of paper, you can write down what you're thankful for. What has happened in your life that you are just completely grateful for. Could be anything. It could be, your work. It could be being able to get back on your feet. It could be many things, even your garden, because he is also connected to gardens, to herb gardens in particular. Also, apples represent him as well. You can place an apple on your altar for that as well. But for that, take a piece of paper, write down all that you are grateful for. fold it 3 times, and you can burn that and give that offering to Lugh. And we can't forget about the goddess, because, we talk about the god all the time, so let's do not forget about the goddess. Well, the goddess, she's still pregnant at this time. She is still, um, giving birth to plants. It's still summertime here, especially where I'm at. It's really warm outside. We are entering those dog days of summer, and of course that is linked to Sirius, but I won't even get into that. But we are in that now, and at this time we're still growing. So the goddess is still producing, she's still going, but the god isn't gone yet. The god isn't gone. He may be struck down, he may be struck at this time, but he's still alive and he's still going. And the goddess is providing for us, offering us wonderful bounties, and we can definitely be thankful for that. So I'm going to go ahead and close this circle, and I want to encourage you to, if you are pagan, or if you're a witch, or if you're just starting on a Wiccan path, whatever you may be, it's always good to acknowledge the turning of the will, because for us being pagans, we are of the earth. We work within the earth's rhythm, and these mark the different seasons. These mark the different times of what the earth is going. So, meaning the wheel just took a little click. It just moved. So it's always good to honor the Sabbats, to rejoice with them, to learn about them, to learn why they were important. Because you will have to, you have to understand that for our ancient ancestors, they couldn't go to the grocery store. They couldn't do these things. They had to depend upon the land in order to survive. So these celebrations were not just a time for gluttony and partying. It was a time of honoring the gods for the plants, for the food, for the animals, for the clothes they wore, for the houses they had. It was that time. So I'm going to go ahead and close, and I'm going to leave my candle lit for a little bit for Lugh. I'm going to honor Lugh a little bit longer. I'm probably going to let this one burn completely out. It is a bigger one, but let's honor Lugh for that. Honor his sacrifice that he makes. Honor the skills that he did, the commitment, and the oath to the land that he made. Let us honor that. So, we'll go ahead and close. I'm going to dismiss the goddess and god, and then I'm going to dismiss the quarters, okay? O great Mother Goddess, Goddess of the earth, thank you for being with us, spending time with us. We are so appreciative of your graciousness. We ask that you continue to bless us and continue to teach us your mysteries. Go if you must, stay if you will, but harm none. Hail and farewell. Great God Lugh, King of the gods, of the long arm, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your blessings. We ask that you continue to teach us your mystery. Thank you so much for spending time with us in this circle. Go if you must, stay if you will, but harm none. Hail and farewell. O ancient ones of the west and water, thank you for being with us and protecting us in this rite. Go if you must, stay if you will, hail and farewell. And harm none. O ancient ones of the south, of fire, thank you for joining us in this rite. Go if you must, stay if you will, but harm none. Hail and farewell. O ancient ones of the east, of air, thank you for joining us in this rite. Go if you must, stay if you will, but harm none. Hail and farewell. Now, the circle is open but never broken. May the love of the goddess and the god be forever in your heart. Merry we meet, and merry we part, and merry we shall meet again. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this ritual. Thank you so much, and I offer you many, many Lughnasadh blessings, and may your harvest be bountiful. Till next time.